if you're not excited for the SEC opener, there's something wrong with you. So if you're not going to be excited, don't get on the plane.
What about taking on a team that's coming off an open date? You expect them to be fired up and have some things prepared for you guys?
Yeah, we're going to have to be really good at in-game adjustments because they're going to have something new for us that we haven't seen. That's just the reality when teams coming off a bye week. So we're going to have to be really good at that and just kind of go in expecting it as well.
Should on in-game adjustments, it seems like y'all make them pretty quick. I mean, maybe after the first series and y'all adjust pretty good. Is that basically what happens? Kind of feel them out the first series and kind of go from there?
Yeah, we weren't great at it. On Saturday, the coaches made the adjustments and we didn't carry them onto the field very well. So that was something that was a point of emphasis for us this week, and we're going to work on that this week in practice.
I don't know if you've seen it much, but your Heisman odds have just jumped over the last 3 weeks. And I know you're trying to pay attention to that kind of stuff, but just, what does it feel like just having that kind of attention drawn to you, and just how do you, try to ignore that kind of notoriety?
Yeah, I mean, it's not that hard for me to ignore it. It's week 3, and we're not. I mean, this is the first SEC game, so I'm really not paying attention to it at all. The numbers are great, but I'm all about winning games. I told you that when my numbers weren't great last year, and when they're great this year, I'm going to tell you the same thing.
Do you remember when Leonard Fournette was like the winner like 8 weeks into the year and then didn't even get invited to the?
Yeah, I do. I do remember that. I was still up in Ohio, but I do remember. Yeah.
Is that a lesson to learn with not getting caught up in these things too early in the year? Or?
I mean, the individual awards are going to come with winning games, and I think a big part of the reason he fell is because LSU wasn't winning the big games late in the year. So that's going to be critical for us.
What do you attribute some of the factors that you attribute to 80? What is it again? 83.5% or something. What are some of the factors you attribute to that?
I think 1, the receivers are catching every ball I throw to them, whether they're covered or not. 2, the O-line is giving me a lot of time to protect. And 3, I worked really hard this offseason on my footwork and being more accurate. So that's, the combination of those 3 things, completion percentage is pretty high.
Miles pretty happy with himself after his night as well.
I really haven't talked to him about it. I was happy with his performance, and I'm sure his family was. I haven't really talked to him about it, but I thought he played very well. Was calm in the pocket, stepped up, made some big time throws.
Is that an overlooked thing, footwork, when you're doing progression checks, to be able to have a good base? I mean,
yeah, it's all about going through your progression reads, but also manipulating the pocket with your feet at the same time and getting your feet set for awkward throws. Sometimes I was working a lot on off-platform throws this summer, and just manipulating the pocket, and then as soon as the guy comes open, I can get my feet set a lot quicker than I could last year.
Any quarterbacks you really looked at when looking at those types of throws?
No, not Aaron Rodgers. I did watch some Aaron Rodgers film. He's pretty good at it. He's not bad. But I just watched a lot of my own film. I used to be really good at it, and then last year I was pretty bad at it, and so I watched some of my old games, even going back to high school, and just worked on my footwork all summer, just on my own.
You and Terrace have really made a strong connection, I guess, in the red zone with 6 touchdowns, through 3 games. I mean, what do you think has worked for you guys so well, and how would you assess that relationship through 3 games?
Yeah, he's a big body in the red zone. You need to put a big guy on him to cover him, and he's just kind of popping open for me on scramble drills, broken plays. He always seems to always be in the right place at the right time.
How nice is it for you to see him having this kind of season after, obviously he comes in injured, had to work his way back from that?
Yeah, I'm super happy for him. I think he's leading the SEC in touchdowns right now for receivers, leading our team, and he's going to have a bigger season coming up too. I'm just really happy for him. He worked super hard this offseason. Really fast, big guy. He's a great player.
I mean, now that he's 100%, I mean, for you, just how different does he look like running a route, going through things now that he is 100%?
Yeah, so when we were doing our football schools this summer, he ran a go route, and I couldn't get it to him. And I was like, Terrace, I've never seen you run that fast before in my life. Just run it like that every single time. And ever since then, he's running go routes as fast as he can, and he can run like a deer. And I just take 3 and a hitch and throw it as far as I can just to get it to him.
Did you ever underthrow?
Try not to.
So you ever, Coach talked about skill players and quarterbacks and stuff are returning his calls a little more now that they've seen this offense. Have you talked to a lot of recruits about, and is that part of what you're hoping to do this season in a small sense, is leave a legacy
what LSU could become offensively?
Absolutely. I think anyone, like, I want to phrase this correctly. Whenever you go somewhere new, you want to leave it better than the way you found it. And I think, with what we're doing right now and the trajectory that we're on, we're going to do that. But we're going to have to keep it going. I haven't talked to any recruits, but I'm hoping that the whole world is seeing what we're doing and, taking notice and realizing that LSU is an explosive offense and an explosive team now.
The coaches just, do they help encourage your kind of your mentality with I only had like 3 or 4 completions, but we could complete more balls, or just they say it's okay, you were like 84%.
Well, they had to kind of calm me down because I was upset. But my goal of the game going into Saturday was completing every ball, and I was kind of upset at myself for 1, the interception, and 2, the 2 other incompletions. So they kind of had to make me realize that we still completed 88% and threw for over 400 yards as a team. So we were really good on offense on Saturday, and I still feel like we can get a lot better.
Coach O today said eventually some team will stop us passing, which you may disagree with, I'm not sure, but
We'll see.
he said eventually we're going to have to run the ball. I mean, it seems like it's nitpicking when you score 65 points and have 600 yards, but the running game, are you not quite getting the pop you want to get there, or what do you think?
People keep saying that. We still run for over 100 yards every game, and maybe people just aren't used. Maybe they're used to seeing LSU run for 250 to 300 yards and 40 attempts. But yeah, we do want to get more effective in the run game because when the big games come, we're going to have to run the clock down a little bit sometimes and pick up some critical down distances running the football. But we're still running it fairly effectively. We do need to get better in that category, though.
Part of some of the Saints concepts are kind of having some of those screens and things like that. Those is kind of an extension.
Yeah, for sure. Our quick passing game is kind of an extension of the run game, which is a part of the reason our completion percentage is so high. We're getting the ball out fast, throwing the ball behind the line of scrimmage, a yard in front of the line of scrimmage, getting 5 yards. That's kind of a run play for us.
You enjoy getting new people involved. When you finally got Sullivan the ball, then Kirkland came in and almost went the distance with it. You kind of sit back there and go, man, I got all these choices and they're all good.
Yeah, I told you in the offseason we have 5 or 6 number 1 guys, and everybody has to cover the entire field when they play us. We have too many weapons, too many places to go with the ball, and then when we have 5 people out on the route, you got to pick your poison. You're gonna play deep and give up the underneath routes and give up 7 or 8 yards a pop, or you're gonna play up tight, try to take those away, and we're gonna go over the top. So we have multiple weapons that we can go to.
When you go back and look at film, do you feel like there's multiple people open?
All the time,
I just got my choice, and he's most open.
Yeah, for sure. I just take the ball where the defense gives me, but when you go back and watch film, there's multiple places you can go with the football. And so the receivers always come back and let me know, hey, I was open. I was like, that guy was open too, so he got the ball. But they're always making sure I know that they're always open.
He was talking about Drew Brees getting injured today. He wasn't running, obviously, but he said he's going to remind you to get out of bounds, and you would probably say, no, I'm not going to.
Yeah, I'll probably get out of bounds in SEC play. He was mad at me for the one that I scrambled and stepped out of bounds and tried to cut it back, but I'll probably run out of bounds in that situation next time.
I know you kind of foreshadowed this before the season, but there seems to be this apparent mutual understanding and confidence that you and the receivers have during games that maybe is exceptional in your experience, certainly over last year. But we've seen it, I've seen it a lot with the Saints and Breeze. Did you have any specific approach to trying to achieve that?
That's just throwing individual routes for 8 months in the off season. I'm throwing the ball before they're coming out of their break, and they're exactly where I expect them to be when I expect them to be there. Last year, it wasn't that way. I'd only been here for a month and a half before the season, and we couldn't really get that timing that we really needed. And then me being here a year, all those guys coming back, it's really benefited us.
And the ball's where they expect it to be too, it seems.
Yeah, for the most part. And they're doing a great job of making catches when it's not exactly right in their face, or I'm throwing, if it's not here, it's there, and they're doing a great job adjusting to it.
Couple more for Joe.
You have that talking about, on the same page with receivers, some of the tight windows you've thrown into, especially on the sideline with Marshall. I guess that's something it's second nature. You've worked on it, and it's not a big deal if they got people hanging on him. You got like this little window to get it to.
Yeah, that's as far as when I was working in the off season in my pocket movement, getting my feet set. I was also working on the run throws, which I was very, very bad at last year, and I was disappointed in myself for that. But that was something that I worked really hard at, and I think I'm really excited that the work I put in the off season is starting to show itself on the field in everything I worked on. I'm pretty proud of myself for that.
You talked a lot last year about all the people in Ohio who are now LSU fans. Are you hearing from some of those people and watching what you're doing this year with this offense?
Yeah, absolutely. And Nashville is only like 4 hours from Athens, so I'm having like 200, 250 people from Athens coming to this game. I'm excited to see everybody.
Thanks, Joe.